If your workouts suddenly feel harder, you're not weak, and you're not imagining it. You can be doing the same plan, hitting the same days, eating pretty well, and still feel like the weights got heavier overnight. That usually means your body is sending a signal, not failing a test. Training stress only works when recovery keeps pace. And the tricky part is that fatigue can hide for a while, then show up all at once. Your warm-up feels sluggish. Your usual pace feels like a grind. Your motivation drops, even though you still care. The goal here is simple. Figure out the most common reasons workouts start feeling harder, even when your program looks correct. Then you'll know what to adjust first, without overhauling everything. Because most of the time, it's not your discipline that's missing. It's one input that quietly drifted out of balance. Moving to slide 2. First, separate two ideas. Training is supposed to be challenging, but it's not supposed to feel like you're dragging a car uphill every session. A good program creates manageable fatigue, then gives you enough recovery to adapt. When workouts feel harder than usual, look for a mismatch between what you're asking from your body and what you're giving it back. That mismatch can come from training volume creeping up, sleep drifting down, or life stress rising. It can also come from repeating the same intensity week after week, without planned easier weeks. Many people call that training hard, but it's often just training tired. A useful check is, are you getting stronger or fitter over a month, or are you just surviving sessions? If you're surviving, your body is spending more energy on maintenance than improvement. The fix starts with identifying which dial moved, training load, recovery, or stress, and then turning one dial at a time. Moving to slide 3. A big reason workouts feel harder is simple. You're carrying more fatigue into the session than you realize. Fatigue isn't only sore muscles, it's also reduced coordination, slower reaction time, and a higher sense of effort at the same workload. You might notice your form feels off, or your breathing spikes earlier. This can happen even when you're technically recovering between workouts, because fatigue has layers. There's local muscle fatigue, nervous system fatigue, and general systemic fatigue from sleep and stress. If your plan has you pushing close to failure too often, that fatigue lingers. If you're stacking hard days back to back, it lingers. And if you're not eating enough to support the work, it lingers. A practical approach is to treat fatigue like a budget. If you spend too much in training, you need to earn more back with sleep, food, and easier sessions, or you go into debt, and debt makes everything feel heavier. Moving to slide 4. Another quiet culprit is load creep. Not the weight on the bar, everything around it. Maybe your sessions got 10 minutes longer. You added a finisher. You shortened rest times. You started doing more steps, more cardio, more extra credit. Each change looks small, but together they raise your total training stress. Your body doesn't care that each piece is reasonable. It only feels the sum. This is why two people can run the same lifting program and feel totally different. One has a calm schedule and sleeps well. The other is rushing between responsibilities and adding conditioning on top. If workouts feel harder, audit the last 4 weeks like a detective. What increased? Sets, reps, intensity, frequency, or density, meaning the same work in less time. If you find multiple increases, don't panic. Pick one lever to reduce for 2 weeks. Often, simply restoring normal rest times or removing one accessory exercise brings the snap back. Moving to slide 5. Sleep is the recovery tool people respect in theory, then underuse in practice. Even modest sleep loss can change how hard training feels, because it affects pain sensitivity, mood, and how efficiently you use energy. You can still complete the workout, but it costs more. One night won't ruin you, but a pattern of short or fragmented sleep adds up. And it's not only hours. Consistency matters. If your sleep schedule swings, your body has a harder time predicting when to recover. A simple way to notice this is your warm-up. When sleep is off, the first 10 minutes feel sticky, like your joints are rusty and your heart rate jumps fast. If this is you, the goal isn't perfection. It's protecting the basics. A stable bedtime window, a darker room, and a wind down that doesn't spike your brain right before sleep. When you improve sleep, workouts often don't just feel easier, you also regain the feeling of control. Moving to slide 6. Fueling is another reason the same workout can feel completely different. If you're undereating, your body gets conservative. It tries to protect energy, and effort goes up. If you're low on carbohydrates, high-intensity work can feel especially harsh, because carbs are a key fuel for harder efforts. If protein is low, recovery between sessions can slow down. And if hydration is off, your heart rate can climb faster at the same pace. None of this requires extreme dieting to happen. It can be as simple as skipping breakfast, training later than usual, or being busy and eating smaller portions without noticing. A useful check is to compare your hardest training days with your best meals. Do they actually match? If not, start small. Add a pre-workout snack with carbs and some protein. Make sure you're drinking enough water across the day, not just during the session. Fueling isn't a bonus, it's part of the program. Moving to slide 7. Training right can still go wrong if intensity is mismanaged. A lot of plans accidentally live in the middle. Too hard to recover from easily, but not focused enough to drive clear progress. For strength work, that can look like taking most sets close to failure, most weeks, with no real deload. For cardio, it can look like doing moderate hard sessions all the time, instead of separating easy days from hard days. Your body adapts best when stress has contrast. Easy days build capacity with low cost. Hard days provide the specific push. If every day is medium hard, you feel tired, but you don't feel sharp. One fix is to set clearer targets. For lifting, leave a couple reps in reserve on most sets, and push closer to the edge only on a few key sets. For endurance, keep easy sessions truly easy, so the hard sessions can be truly hard. That contrast often makes training feel easier overall, even while results improve. Moving to slide 8. Sometimes workouts feel harder because you're not actually progressing. You're repeating. Your body is efficient. If the stimulus stays the same, it gets better at surviving it, not necessarily improving. Then you try to force progress with more effort, and it feels like you're pushing a stuck door. This is where smart progression matters. Progress isn't only adding weight. It can be adding a rep, improving range of motion, cleaning up technique, or doing the same work with slightly lower perceived effort. But you need a plan for it. If every session is do the workout and hope, you'll eventually hit a wall. A simple approach is to pick one main metric per lift or per cardio session and progress it slowly. Then hold other variables steady. That reduces chaos and makes fatigue easier to read. When you progress with intention, workouts often feel more predictable. And predictable training feels easier because your brain trusts what's coming. Moving to slide 9. Your environment can make training feel harder, even when your fitness is unchanged. Heat and humidity raise heart rate and perceived effort. Altitude changes oxygen availability. Even poor ventilation can make a room feel oppressive. In strength training, a slippery bar, different shoes, or a slightly different bench height can change how stable you feel, and stability affects force. For cardio, wind and terrain change the cost of the same pace. The key is not to take one bad session as a verdict on your fitness. Instead, look for context. Was it hotter? Did you train at a different time? Did you have less time between sets because the gym was busy? These factors can easily add 1 or 2 points of effort on a 10-point scale. When conditions are tougher, adjust expectations, not your identity. Use rate of perceived exertion, breathing, and form as guides. Fitness is still there. Moving to slide 10. Life stress is training stress. Your body doesn't separate a tough workout from a tough week. Deadlines, conflict, travel, and constant decision-making all pull from the same recovery pool. When that pool is low, effort goes up. You might also notice more irritability, worse focus, and a stronger urge to skip warm-ups or rush. That's not laziness. It's your system trying to conserve. The practical move is to scale training to the season of life you're in. That doesn't mean quitting. It means choosing the minimum effective dose for a few weeks. Keep frequency, reduce volume. Keep the habit, lower the cost. For lifting, that could mean fewer sets per exercise. For cardio, it could mean shorter, easy sessions and one quality day instead of two. When stress settles, you can build again. This is how consistent people stay consistent. Moving to slide 11. If workouts feel harder and you're also getting more aches, you may be dealing with a technique drift or a tolerance mismatch. As fatigue builds, form can subtly change. A squat becomes a good morning. A press turns into a shrug. A run becomes a harder heel strike. Those small changes shift stress onto tissues that aren't ready for it, and then everything feels harder because you're protecting the area without realizing it. Another issue is sudden changes in exercise selection. New movements create new soreness and coordination demands, even if you're fit. That's normal, but it needs a ramp up. The fix is boring and effective. Reduce load slightly, tighten execution, and rebuild. Film isn't required, but honest self-checks are. Slow down reps. Use full control. Keep the range of motion you can own. When technique is clean, your body wastes less energy. That alone can make a session feel lighter. Moving to slide 12. There's also a mental side that's very real: monotony. If every session feels the same, your brain stops getting novelty, and perceived effort can rise. This is especially common with long blocks of identical training, or when you train in a way that feels like constant testing. Even if the body could do it, the mind starts to resist. The solution isn't to chase entertainment, it's to add small, planned variation while keeping the goal intact. Change one variable at a time. Swap one accessory, change the grip, adjust the rep range for a month, or rotate cardio modes while keeping intensity zones consistent. Another powerful tool is to separate practice from performance. Most sessions are practice. Only occasionally do you see what you can do. When you stop turning every workout into a judgment, the same work feels lighter. Motivation becomes less emotional and more mechanical. Moving to slide 13. Now let's make this actionable with a quick troubleshooting order. First, check recovery basics: sleep consistency, total calories, protein, and hydration. If any of those are clearly off, fix them before you blame your program. Second, audit load creep. Did volume, frequency, or session length rise in the last month? Third, look at intensity distribution. Are you living in that medium-hard zone every day? Fourth, consider stress and schedule. Are you trying to train like a low-stress version of yourself? Finally, check technique and any nagging aches, because pain changes effort fast. If you want one simple reset, run a refresh week. Keep the same exercises, cut total sets by about a third, and stop sets with a couple reps still in the tank. Keep moving, but leave the gym feeling better than when you arrived. After that week, most people notice their normal training feels doable again. Not easy, just appropriately hard. Moving to slide 14. The big takeaway is that harder workouts usually aren't a mystery. They're feedback. Your body is telling you the cost of training went up, or your capacity to recover went down. When you treat that as data, you stop spiraling into self-criticism. You make one adjustment, you watch the trend, and you earn your momentum back. If you want a simple rule, aim to finish most sessions feeling like you could do a little more, not like you barely escaped. Save the all-out days for when they're planned, and when your recovery is strong. If this helped you, use it as a checklist the next time training feels heavy for no obvious reason. And keep it personal. Your right program is the one you can recover from consistently. One quick question before you go. When workouts feel harder, what's usually the real cause for you? Sleep or stress? Drop sleep or stress in the comments. And if you want more evidence-based training breakdowns like this, subscribe. This information is not a substitute for medical advice. Strong circadian rhythms. Stronger biology.